Hello everyone, welcome to today's class, and our title today is Happily Unhappy. Let's look at language focus. 1번. Some people might hesitate to take an unhappy day for the fear that the HR department might put you on some unhappy employees list. Okay, so we have highlighted for fear that. Now, how do we use this? We use for fear that to describe action taken or not taken in order to avoid some unwanted consequence. It is similar in the meaning to in case. So for fear that 하지 않을까 두려워서. Okay? or 뭐뭐 할까봐 두려워서. in case랑 비슷한 뜻이에요. Okay. So if we look at our first example, my dad won't eat raw oysters. Oh, I love raw oysters. For fear that they might make him sick. I understand because I love raw oysters and they have made me very sick before. But 아버지는 배탈 나는 게 두려워서 생굴을 먹지 않으세요. I love raw oysters. Raw oysters are the best. But yes, I've had 창념 because of raw oysters before. Nikolai always goes to the airport 2 hours early for fear he will miss his flight. I'm also the same. It's like these two examples were written about me. So 니콜라이는 비행기를 놓치는 게 두려워서 항상 공항에 2시간 일찍 도착합니다. It's the same with me. I'm 100% the same. I hate the thought of missing a flight, so therefore I always get there 2 hours early. Okay, moving on to 2번 now. But you think it is unethical to make employees do this because it doesn't give them enough time for self-development. Okay, so make somebody do something. Make somebody do something. So how do we use make somebody do something? We use it to express that somebody was caused to do something by force despite not really wanting to do it. So 누군가에게 원치 않는 걸 하려고 강요하다. Alright. So if we look at our first example here, one nightmare customer, meaning bad customer, made a delivery person climb 15 flights of stairs last year. 작년에 오는 한 진상 손님은 배달원을 15층 계단을 오르게 만들었습니다. Yeah, actually, I think that's a real example. I think I heard something about that once. Yeah, what a bad customer. So yeah, a nightmare customer just means a really bad customer. I'll write that down for you. Nightmare customer, nightmare boss, nightmare employee, etc. Really bad. Customer, boss, employee, etc. There's a new expression for you. I'll highlight this one in blue. Okay, you shouldn't make kids do activities they don't enjoy. So, 자녀들이 즐거워하지 않는 활동을 하도록 강요해서는 안 됩니다. Of course, you shouldn't really make anyone do activities they don't really enjoy. Alright, now let's look at the language focus quiz. 1번. I stay away from for fear that So remember, for fear that, to describe action taken or not taken in order to avoid some unwanted consequence. It is similar in meaning to in case. So for fear that, 하지 않을까 할까봐 두려워서. So I stay away from beaches for fear. I don't know. I will drown. 익사할 수 있는 두려움에 해변을 멀리합니다. Always for fear that. Let's say I always put on sunscreen for fear that I might get sunburnt. So, 저는 햇빛에 자는 것이 두려워서 항상 자외선 차단제를 바랍니다. Which is something you should do. 3번. Some companies make their employees make somebody do something. Remember, 누군가에게 원치 않은 걸 하려고 강요하다. Let's say work overtime without pay. 일부 회사들은 직원들에게 무급초과 근무를 시키기도 합니다. Which I think should be illegal. I think it is illegal, but some companies are terrible. Parents shouldn't make their children follow their parents' dream. Instead, let the children follow their own. So, 부모는 자녀들에게 부모의 꿈을 찾으라고 강요하는 대신 자녀가 자신의 꿈을 따르도록 격려해 줘야 합니다. I know many situations where parents try to force their children to follow the parents' dream, which is bad. Okay, so now let's move on to the further discussion. 1번. Do you think it is possible to have a good quality life while following the 996 philosophy? If so, how? 996 or 996 철학을 따르면서 질이 높은 삶을 살 수 있다고 생각하시나요? 그렇다면 어떻게 가능할까요? No, I don't think it's possible at all. How could you? Though, to be honest with you, sometimes career is very much like that. My friends and family have been known to work from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. Me, being a freelancer, sometimes I have no choice. Being a freelancer does have its benefits, which I've mentioned many times before, and it does actually come down to the way I work. But if you are forced to stay at a company from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week, then how are you supposed to enjoy life? Because the 2 days off, one day most people will go out and do something. The next day, the second day, should I say, is when most people just relax. So, there's no way you could live a very good life with the 996 philosophy, in my opinion. 2번, what is your impression of the business culture in China? Does 방동라이 match the impression? Why or why not? 중국의 회사 문화에 대해 어떻게 생각하시나요? 방동라이가 그 인생과 일치하나요? 그렇다거나 그렇지 않다면 이유는 So as far as I know, like Korea, China does work very hard and work a lot of overtime. I don't think it's as bad as Japan, because Japan is famous for having a very strict work life. I don't think 방동라오 or Lai is a very common situation because it seems like just this person has a very good heart and wants their employees to be happy. And I mean, shouldn't that be the way that most companies work? If you have happy employees, you should have a better outcome. Like, people would be willing to work for you. For example, I love doing these classes with you because my boss is very lovely to me, and therefore it makes it easy for me to work under these very fast-moving conditions. Not that this is a class that gives me a lot of pressure, it doesn't at all, but I'm saying when someone is very good to you, you're therefore willing to work even harder for them, and unfortunately you don't see a lot of that in Korea. Okay, so that wraps it up for today, and I'll see you on the next class.
Thinly veiled. thinly veiled.
Take somebody up on something.
Take somebody up on something.
Hesitate.
Hesitate.
Subscribe to something.
Subscribe to something.
Unethical.
Unethical.
Profit margin.
Profit margin.